Okay, so good morning. We are starting the meeting now. So welcome everybody to this communication officer meeting. We are glad to talk to you even if it's online today. We organized this meeting because thematic project has started the project for a year now. So 1 year has passed, and we wanted to make some points, some let's say also records on rules, obligation to share best practices, common mistakes to avoid that. Because last year you were in your, let's say, the first year of implementation, the launch of the project. So you built your website, your communication materials, strategy. Uh, we have seen a lot of things, of nice things. So today, the agenda will be to recall briefly the rules and obligation you got in terms of communication visibility according to the European Union regulations. To share with you some best practices and common mistakes we found last year, so to avoid that. And also we'll give the floor to some of thematic projects so they can share their good practices with you directly from peer to peer. And you will be able also to ask them directly some questions. So really feel free to do so also with us. Regarding the possibility to ask questions, you can ask your question directly in Teams. So you got this option Q&A just on the top, let's say left middle of your screen. So when you got question, just write it, and we will read that and answer that. Just check maybe if your question is not already asked, and not to ask the same thing, but we will moderate this section. So that's it. And now I will give the floor to my colleague Olga to present the team.
Good morning, everybody. I'm pleased to introduce you the communication team, because even if you already know Celine, me, and Florian, the IT manager, as the team it has recently been growing, I want to introduce Thibaut and Farah that joined the communication unit. And so I give the floor to first Thibaut to introduce himself.
Hello everybody, I'm Thibaut, and I joined the communication team here at the Joint Secretariat last month, and so I'm really looking forward to being in contact with you in the next weeks and months.
And please, Farah.
Hello everyone, I am Farah Ben Al-Jaya, the IB volunteer for the Interreg Euromed program. I joined the team since January, and I'm happy to be with this team. Nice to meet you all, and I hope you will enjoy this session.
Thank you. So we have a great team to support you in all the needs you may have during the project life.
Okay, now we're going to start the meeting, but first would like to share a little with you. Just minutes, I'm gonna share it if it's so basically you can or scan the QR code or connect to the Kahoot ut.com or it or fr according to your country. Just digit cows on Google. And we will start. You can pick your name. And when we got, okay, 17 players, 20, around 100 participants connected, so that's nice. That's a challenge. Okay, almost there. It's rising. Okay. Stopping. Okay, we're gonna stop now. So ready? So you will have one question and with a picture, and you will have the possibility to select one answer. So this is very short, and this is kind of 20 or 30 seconds to answer the question. Ready? Go. Okay. You're doing fast. Okay. There. Good. Well, good job. Next question. Okay. Spuma for now is winning. Yeah, the points are all, also given by the faster you answer, the more points you get. Seven, six, five. An engaging video infographic that explains the impact. Well done. Was Francesco just stepped up, and Anna. Pick the correct wording. Tricky one. 10 seconds left, but I think you will answer first. 2, 1. And the correct wording is the blue one. Francesco is still waiting, followed by Anna. I'm preparing a PowerPoint for my project, TestMed. What is wrong on this slide? This is tricky. All the quiz is tricky. Great. Great, great, great. Is Francesco? Anna said. Nice. And last question. Same topic, but what is wrong on this slide, this is different one. Two, one. It's a bit more complicated. Okay. The mission logo is not needed. We will see that just after. Great, so let's see who's on the podium. Jordi, third place. Gigi or Ceci, sorry for the meaning, and the first place is for Veronica. Well done, Veronica. And the Karim and Depi. Nice. Great. We'll come back to the presentation now. Hopefully. Okay, so now it. Okay.
Okay, so let's see briefly the communication rules and obligation. It's always the boring part, but it's very important. So we esteem important to make this short recall, even if we know that you already know that mostly of the rules and obligations. For instance, on your partner website, you should have added a description of your project, including aim, results, and budget, and of course the project logo. And you also should have add in the partner premises a project poster. You already prepared a communication strategy because we received and we checked all the project communication strategy, and the video presentation. We mostly received all the project video. About the logo, you know that it's provided by the program and you have to use it on all project materials. And when other logos are present on the same support, on the same material, the other logo not have to be bigger than the size of the European flag. This is the reference to respect. About goodies, we have to validate it through the express approval form, and together with the goodies, we can also validate through this form the general branding. So if you have any doubt about how to put the logo, or is the logo correct on my communication material, you always can send a request through our express approval form, and we will try to answer as soon as possible, so you can proceed with the implementation and the development of your communication materials. And in case of investment of infrastructure or equipment, you have also the obligation to put a billboard or a plaque or a stickers if the equipment is very small. And we will see also for this, because we have prepared a template to help you. So about branding, you know, you have two versions of the project logo, a standard one and an horizontal one, and you do not have to modify this logo in any way. The program name, as we have seen in the quiz just before, the program name is spelled Interreg Euromed with just Med in capital. Here you can see all the incorrect cases. We know that it's not always easy to remember this, but please refer to the logo. You can see the program logo if you have any doubts, and this can help to stick on the correct version. When you use the project logo, you know, everywhere and in each project material. When it's not possible, because it can be that there are some cases where it's not possible to put the project logo, you have to explicitly mention the contribution from the program and the UPO co-financing, of course. If you have this case, you can always reach out to our unit and we will see if it's the best solution, how to arrange this in this situation. And just to remember that the project logo has some margin and spaces to be respected. And as previously said, when there is another logo, the logo has not to be bigger than the European flag. In this example, you can see the standard version of the project logo, but it would be easier to use the horizontal version if you do not have a big difference from the logo on your communication material. You do not have to change the logo in any case, so not changing colors, not distort it, and just use it the version that we provide. This is an example because sometimes we've seen that the logo, the project name was separated from the program logo. This is a major mistake. As you can see, the project logo is is completed with all these elements: the program logo, the project name, and the mission icon. So please do not modify, do not separate this element. They have to stay together. Another thing that we notice in your communication materials is that sometimes projects use both the mission logo and the project logo. This can be confusing because the mission logo is actually the logo used by the governance project, the mission from the mission. So as in the project logo, you already have the mission icon. This already states your belonging to the mission. So if you use your project logo, it's enough and it's not confusing. About billboard template, as previously said, we create a template to help you. As a template, it's not mandatory in the appearance, but yeah, it's all the elements. You have to put all the elements that we put in this template because it has to be at least the project logo and the reference to the budget and the Interreg co-financing. You can find this template on our website in the document and tools section. You have the link, so once we will share this presentation on the website, you will easily find it. And where to put plaques and billboards in case of investment and infrastructure. You have to put it in a visible location because people have to see it, and you have to put as soon as the implementation of the infrastructure starts. There's no obligation on the material, but the rules say that it has to be durable and resistant. Okay, and about promotional items, as previously said, goodies, gadget, and so on, has to be accepted by the Joint Secretariat before the printing. You have an express approval form where you can ask for printing all the materials you need, and you have also to justify this material because the program in general wants to avoid any waste of communication materials, and so gadget promotional items have to be developed if they are necessary to reach your target group and to support your communication objective. And of course, they have to be eco-friendly. So always pass through our form to ask for validation. In the form, we add also the general branding section. You can also ask by email if you have any doubt about the branding, but you have also these possibilities on this form. The communication guidelines are on the document and tools web page of the program website. Under the section project implementation, you have the project communication and thematic project branding. You can find there the project, the brand book, the mission icons, the poster template, the billboard and plaque template as well. Here you will have all the links, so you can easily find it when we will show the presentation. This was about branding. Now we can quickly see something about the website, because of course your website is now complete and updated. What you have to do now is to keep the website alive, publishing news and events, and you have to, as you start to publish deliverables, you can publish it on the what we achieved page. This page is for thematic project. On the mission website, this page is called Our Results. And you have, we wanted to remember you that there is a playlist on YouTube, on the program YouTube, with some tutorials if you need help to manage your website. And just a point is to remember to use the Divi template for the news, because sometimes we've seen the news on the project website that are not correctly displayed because the Divi template is missing. About the what we achieved page, it's already created in the backend as a page. You have to customize as you need using the Divi template, of course, and publish your results. Here you can see what we achieve page. It's an example from the WeGoCop project, and our results is on the mission website, so on the governance project in the website managed by government project. To publish deliverables, as mostly are PDF files, you can insert a title, short description, and the link to the PDF, the file. Or if you have technical issues, you can write us and we can see together. But as we've seen that some projects already started to publish it, we've put some example to help you, to inspire you. But of course, we stay at your disposal if you need help for this. The website guidelines are as well on the program website. You can find in the document and tools page. You have the WordPress user manual, the tutorials that we prepared on YouTube, and the checklist. This stage is more important. Then about Basecamp, that as you know is a collaborative tool used by the program to keep in touch with project, and namely we want to talk about the Euromed Communication Officers Network Group. That is the group where all the communication officers of all the projects, governance, thematic, are in. This we would like, it's now a space to inform you and to collect your needs and your questions. We would like this space to be more collaborative and engaging, meaning that you can use this group to publish some messages with the question to have discussion with the other project. If you have an idea that you want to test, if you have a question concerning a best practice or a practice used by another project that you want to implement, but you want to have a peer exchange and you want to have this kind of exchanges, so this can be the place. So feel free to use this space to ask questions to also to the other project, not only to the JS, and to share your best practices and all the ideas you deem important to be shared to improve also the other project communication. And you have different section, information and ideas, branding, website and Basecamp, a section to stock documents and files, and the calendar, the planning, where we put many events. And when you are answering to one of these threads, a notification will be sent to all the subscribers of the discussion. So sometimes you should receive the emails with the Basecamp in the object of the email that you received because someone answers in one of these messages, and automatically, as you subscribe to the channel, you receive this email. If you want to, sometimes it's better you send a private message to the JS, because we've seen these cases when you have a question concerning an issue that is not relevant for all the project. We suggest you to send an email or to send a ping. The ping is the private message on Basecamp, so you can address just to one or more person, but not to all the subscribers of the thread. If you want to add any contact on Basecamp, there is a form, and there is another form if you want to add a new user on the communication office at Basecamp. We also share the guidelines on Basecamp on the web, on the document and tool page on our website. And yes, you can find the Basecamp user manual, tutorial for file management. But if you have any issue, you can always ask us, and we will help. If I'm not wrong, this is the last part of the communication obligation. Just a few words about the reporting, because the deadline for submitting your project communication reporting was the 15th of February. There are still 3 projects that haven't submitted this form yet. We will wait for them. And we received some questions during the communication reporting phase that we collect, and we will not provide any guidelines now in this session, but we will draft some guidelines to help you for the next year. So if you still have some question, you can ask by email, and we will add it we will try to answer in the guidelines, so you will have a document to support you in the communication reporting with all your doubts answering. Okay, now question and answer.
So let's see, I think we got some questions.
We will have the slides available somewhere at the end of the session. Yes, of course, we will send you a follow-up email, so you will with the link to the slides that will be also published on the program website. An example of mathematical project already having published the what we achieved page. Yes, you can find 3 links on the presentation. So when we share the presentation, you will find the link to the what we achieved page of 3 projects. I don't see any other question. So I think we can proceed. Yes.
There's one question.
Are there any specific branding guidelines for short videos interviews? The branding rules for videos is to put the logo, the project logo. It's not mandatory to have it for the full duration of the video. You can have it at least at the end, at the beginning, just because it's a material that is financed within the project. So yes, the logo, and a good practice is to add subtitles maybe. It's not an obligation, but it can help for accessibility and short interviews. Can a billboard or plaque be produced even if it does not concern infrastructure? Plaque with a green billboard. I would say yes. It's not an obligation. The obligation concerns the infrastructure. But if your project need a plaque for another goal, for another communication goal, you can just ask us a validation for the branding, but if it support a communication objective, why not?
Okay. No more questions for now. If not, don't worry, you can ask your question. We got plenty of time, so if you think of anything else a bit later, just write it, just ask your question. Okay, so let's move to the next part. So the best practices and the common mistakes, let's say, we found. So mainly we'll talk about plain language, social media, the free tools you could use to create your content, and the communication, some example of communication materials. So if we want to communicate efficiently with people from other cultures, we must learn the language. No, you are all travelers, you're all grown-up people and experienced with that. So it's a bit the same with the projects. This is not the same language between, also when you're at home, you're not talking to your wife or husband or friends or family regarding your work related issues, like you're talking with your colleague directly involved. Well, that's the same. You don't want people, your readers, to be like this, just like in the picture, okay, when you're talking. So you have to use simple and clear language. You have to adapt your language, your technical language, to your target audience. Let's say you are meeting these words: quadruple helix, stakeholder, output, work packages. Those are technical and sometimes even internal words. And for your readers, it might appear like this. The quadruple helix and a key stakeholders. So basically, your job as a communicator is to translate the project technical or scientific words into simple words to attract your reader and make him stay and continue reading your communication material. And most of it make him understand what you are doing. So the language used on the website is not the same as in the report you are sending to your partners or even to the joint secretariats. We are not the same readers. So you have to adapt your text to your targets. To do that, use simple and clear language. So You can use short sentences. This is easier to read, so you don't have to come back to the beginning of your sentence to remember the topic, the subject, and then continue. You can always use a storytelling technique just like you did in the videos. It works all the time for the construction of your ideas, let's say to clear up your ideas. Try to use where possible everyday language. Use active out with passive. That's all tips. Always avoid jargon, EU related, too technical, because when people understand you, they remember your message, they remember your project. Avoid technical or scientific terms. You have to speak to a broader audience. So as I was saying, you're not when you're writing on your website or social media or all communication, external communication, you have to adapt, because otherwise your message, your project won't be remembered and understood. Just try to use simple words like you were explaining to your family or friends what you're doing. It's always happening, especially in the European context, projects that even myself, when I'm explaining to my family, was, what are you doing? And it's not always simple. And regarding acronyms, just spell out terms to ensure clarity, because for you, some acronyms can be something. For other people, especially when you got different languages involved, it can be tricky, and the risk is to lose the attention of your audience. So here are some examples. So this was found in a communication strategy. So the project communication strategies outlines the communication strategy for the TestMed project. In other words, the strategy explains how the outcomes of the project will be shared with stakeholders, relevant institutions, organizations, and individuals. The strategy contains the objective of the communication and the message to be communicated, as well as the method, approaches, and tools to be used to reach them. So everything is correct. We could just simplify a little bit like this. The strategies explains how the TestMed project will share its results and with relevant stakeholder and organizations. So here I left stakeholders because this is an internal document. The communication strategy is shared among the partners and also with the joint secretariat. So this is okay in this case to leave it. It includes the main goals of communication, the key messages to share, and the different ways and tools that will be used to reach the right audience. On the website content, activation and engagement of TWJs comprising both the partnership and local tourism QHSH into a dialogue on the test of the STM. So this is a bit too much acronyms. Remember that the website is not a report. This is your first window on the world, and your visitors can find it maybe a bit difficult to understand. So you should avoid the wording of the application form, because those are administrative words. Instead, you could say bringing together local working groups, including project partners and tourism stakeholders, to discuss and test the sustainable tourism model. It's a bit more direct and easy to understand. Also, this kind. WP3 results indicate the need for enhanced stakeholder engagement. Why is it bad? Because WP3, so work package 3, is a term used in the process of your application form and the reporting with the joint secretariat. It does not have any sense if you're posting to a wider audience on social media, or while you're presenting your project to external people other than the project partners. So instead, you could say our latest findings show that working closely with partners help make projects more successful. And last example, a difficult one. The quadruple helix is an advanced multi-stakeholder framework integrating the synergistic interaction between public governance entities, knowledge-producing institutions, economic actors, and societal intermediaries to foster innovation ecosystem. That's quite a thing. Instead, the public authorities, industry, universities, and citizens are working together to create better solutions, like improving public transport with research, funding, and community feedback. That's a bit more immediate to the attention and to the brain, to your understanding. So to remind the 5 Bs, let's say the tips of plain language, so plain language, simple words. So be short, simple, concrete in sentence length and text content. Be active, so I was saying in your sentences. Be straightforward, use everyday words, just don't make long sentences. This is really straight to the point to understand your point. You can be personal, use I, we, you, us, etc. Our project, we are doing that. We need you, etc. Be consistent, keep to the same terms to all your text. So don't start your text with our seminar and then talk about a meeting and then a conference or event. Just keep the same wording. It's a repetition, but you know, the conference is not a seminar, it's not a workshop, it's not something like this. And extra tips, just cut cut away meaningless phrases, just some fluff, so straight. Ask question in your text to guide your reader and make your text and content appear more active, more dynamic. Use positives, avoid double negatives, keep your subject at the start of your sentence so the reader will know exactly first what you're talking about. And avoid nomination, don't make action into objects. So 1 year has passed now since you started thematic project, your project. So what should you talk about now in this second year of implementation? So last year you were at the beginning, you were posting information regarding the partners meeting, your organization, that everything was sticking into order in your project. But now you have started your activities and you're starting to have concrete results. So let's talk about it. Draft articles, draft news, keep your audience interested. This is time to promote your activities and results. So because we can have the impression, let's say, when we are reading in the social media or the news on the website, so what is the topic of your project? Is a partnership gathering for a meeting, a steering committee, the topic of your project, or only your methodology? This is your way of working, no? This is your way of working because we are doing a meeting right now and this is not what the project is about. So rather than seeing a picture of a screenshot of the Teams, let's say Teams application meeting, you could post, let's say, an illustration or a picture of some interesting fact you discussed during this meeting. So basically, of course, except it is a part of your activities like creating a network. I'm not saying that you should not post some picture of the project meeting with partners, etc., because this is important, but not only. This is what I'm saying. And if you're building a network, you could talk about the goal of having a network and what it brings to the people joining this very network. Not that you organized a meeting to create a network. Talk about really concrete, okay? So avoid talking about your internal meeting like this is methodology. Instead, present your activities and results. Talk about what your project is doing concretely. This is also, you know, in the European, let's say, world, European project, people like, they say, oh, you are doing meeting, you're doing seminar, and that's it. No, we're not doing that. So we want to show the world what European projects are capable of, they are doing. So here is an example of a news that attracts the reader. Let's see the composition. So you got here, let's say, you can see my mouth, yes. A catchy title. This is attractive because this is a question, and like it's could be taken as a way to play. You want to open and read the article. Then we got a headline that gives the context, sorry. And then the body explaining the problem, the solution, and what is the project doing to solve it. So this is basically the storytelling construction. And then, we encourage you, of course, to update regularly the website with the news, etc. And we got the possibility to repost your news from the website on the program website, and missions can do it as well. They can post their thematic project news and events on their website, so it can give more visibility to your project to be on other websites. And you got also the possibility to be included in our newsletter. So our next newsletter will be published in April. So you got a little time to draft some interesting news and appealing, and always think, you know, on the first word. You don't have to repeat the name of your project. The reader is already on your website, so they know your name. Just, you know, what are the most common types of marine citizen science in action? So, okay, this is a topic, and it's more attractive. Great. That's it for the website news. Let's talk about social media. So basically, you have to know your audience, you have to adapt your language and the tone accordingly to the media you are using. The content might be different for Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. You can be more fun on Facebook or Instagram, like you can be on LinkedIn, because this is more career oriented. Then the visual are essential. This is crucial because remember, we are humans, and it's easier and more attractive to see a visual than a long text. Think about, I don't know, you see a dictionary or a long book, you would prefer to read that as in a comic book. Be short. The tendencies are always more shorter on the social media. Be brief, because the attention is like videos of 30 seconds, and then, you know, you scroll, you are walking, or you are in the subway to come back home, and like you're reading at the end of the day, just seeing your social media, so you don't have to, you don't want to be too long. Call to action, so encourage interaction. You can ask questions, invite to comment with answer. You can make some quiz like the Natural Heritage Mission. You have to post regularly to stay consistent with your content schedule, and also for the algorithm of the media. And finally, you might use hashtag, especially the official ones like Interreg Euromed, plus the relevant project topic that could be then interesting for you to appear on other social media. So I was saying you can use visual as much as possible to explain. So infographics like this or pictures are always a good idea. So representing the project as much as possible. And here is an example, let's say, of post for social media. So our project is made of 12 partners from 10 countries and has a budget of X million euro. The project objective is to develop innovative solutions. The partnership is organizing its 10 steering committee to work together, blah, blah, blah. Instead, you could be like this. Did you know that 88% of urban pollution comes from traffic? Our project is testing innovative transport solutions to reduce emissions. Join the movement for cleaner city. You can put your website and, of course, the hashtag. So to help you drafting, because we know this is time consuming, we know you don't have a lot of time, a lot of staff neither, but you could use some tools like your best stagiaire ever, the artificial intelligence tools. So you got plenty of choice. We got ChatGPT, we got Microsoft Copilot, Gemini, Claude, Text Cortex, Resumer, Hemingway Dictor. So each of them have their own specificities. You got also Gamma to make presentations, PowerPoint presentation. This is interesting, and Grammarly. So those are for text mainly and presentation. And of course, you always have to proofread your text and adapt it to your needs, to your audience. This is not a person. You are the communicator. You are the expert. So this is really like a basis, but it can help sometimes to be quicker. For these tools, you got to give them instruction. You have to give the tool your profile. So as example, you have to write when drafting, I am a transnational European co-funding project under the Interreg Euromed program. I am the project TestMed and must post a story on this topic. So precise the topic. Please draft something. My target is use the European Commission, I don't know, partners involved in biodiversity. You have to tell him who you are and what you need and who is going to write. So then you can put this prompt directly in the tool. So draft one social media post for Facebook, LinkedIn, for my project. Give it as much as content on your project so it can understand who you are. So as example, your project summary. And then you can tell him to use storytelling technique or use plain language to try again. If you're not satisfied with that, take it as a basis and etc. It works also for the video scripts, for a promotional video about your project. You can try designing a slide for the upcoming presentation. This is Gamma. And then also, based in this collection of project stories, write a captivating one-page news article about the progress of your project work over the past 2 years. So those are front ideas. Regarding the tools for visual, you got the most, let's say, intuitive and known maybe and free. It's nice. It's Canva. You got Adobe Express, you got Piktochart. Then for picture databases, if you're not having some pictures yet of your project photographs, you can use Unsplash, Pexels, Pixabay, and also for your social media post. And if you need a huge database of emoji, there is a link directly on the slide. So we will send you the slide after the meeting. You can click and you got all the emojis you want, and same for the bold italic fonts to put your text differently and some words, some catchy words on the post. Regarding communication materials, that's what you can be creative, just be creative. You can use infographics. So a good practice with infographic, this is nice to have maybe the topic of your project and then to divide it into, let's say, percentage or the word, it's a good representation. You can draft newsletter to regularly update your partners or your network. You can do podcasts. You can write comic books. We got some example already. This was the last programming period, but other projects are doing it. You can use videos. Be as visual as possible. I got some example to show you of some project that already produced something. We got the Kulnung project that is implementing itinerary in, let's say, the hottest city in the Mediterranean. So this is a map that would be distributed in the tourism offices. So you can see that there are nice, let's say, illustration with colors, and you don't even think you are a boring European project. So that's very nice, a good example. Now I'm going to show a video that we receive in the presentation. Hopefully there will be the sound, so we're going to test. Let's see. It's a bit maybe heavy. Doesn't want to go to the next slide. Just a moment, please. Okay. Just checking if you got the sound, but I think so. It'll be okay now. Okay, next.
The Mediterranean region faces growing risks of wildfires, which threaten its natural heritage and contribute to climate change. Local authorities often struggle to prevent and manage fires effectively. Could we equip them with innovative solutions to protect our ecosystems and communities? We are developing a wildfire prevention and mitigation platform that combines IT solutions with cutting-edge drone technology. We began by designing advanced drone setups to collect and analyze real-time data essential for accurate wildfire risk mapping. We will test our solutions in pilot areas and provide hands-on training to enhance authorities' prevention and response capabilities. Finally, our results and action plans will foster cross-border knowledge exchange. Encouraged by positive feedback from local stakeholders, we strive to safeguard the Mediterranean's natural heritage for future generations. We are Fire-Free Med, FRED, founded on partnerships across 6 Mediterranean countries and supported by Interreg Euromed.
Okay, so that's what a good example of. We got some applause, that's nice. So we got videos, and we got also some projects starting to make podcasts on Spotify mainly. So you can be inspired by other projects. I really encourage you to go and visit the website, the social media channels of other thematic projects, of also other projects from other Interreg programs. You know, we are plenty of Interreg programs, and you can get inspiration and a lot of ideas. We are doing it as well as program, because we are humans and everybody got their limits sometimes and got to renew ideas. So this is a good good practice to make. Now I would like to give the floor to the project partners, because we as Joint Secretariat can give you guidelines, tips, advice, but I believe that exchanging from peer-to-peer will help you. And that is the spirit also of this communication officer network, as Olga was saying with the base camp, you know. You can exchange your ideas, but also more concretely procedures you are encountering as a project, like tenders, for example, to hire an agency to produce or edit a video, to talk maybe about how you are organized internally between partners for social media management, or creating podcast or newsletter, how you are doing it concretely. So now 4 projects will explain you how they have done some of their materials. And after the presentations, you will be able to ask them directly questions. And we will do that opening your microphone to ease the interaction. But before you will take the floor to ask them, we will read the question in the Q&A chat. And then when it's done, I will open the microphone for participants to ask the question to Brigida, Paulina, Carmela, Konstantinos, and Irene. So now I will give the floor to Brigida. Brigida, please.
Thank you, Celine. Hello. May I share my screen, please?
Yes, you can now.
Oh, thank you. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let me start taking the occasion to say thank you to this opportunity, and to say to you that today with us there are also Zoe Gaetanarou from Greece, representing the lead partner of Verde Med project, so the Center for Research and Technology Hellas, and Sofia Sanchez from the Corporación Tecnológica de Andalucía from Spain, that manage the general communication activity of the Verde Med project. So let's start with this slide, with this overview about our communication campaign that is leading from Legambiente, that is an Italian environmentalist association. And our communication campaign involves 7 partners from 7 Mediterranean countries, lasting 18 months. So from July 2024 to December 2025. And basically consists of 3 videos that each partner disseminates in its own country via YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. The videos aim to inform civil society about the topic of the project, so the environmental costs of fashion choices, and they are shooting in 3 different shopping contexts, such as big brand stores, fast fashion, and second-hand stores. Basically, there is an interviewer who engages people on the street and proposes them a quiz game. In order to start a common job, I suggested to the partners an equal structure made of 4 parts, where the main part is the second one, that consists in a quiz game with questions regarding textile waste management, the impact of production, and textile waste on the environment, social aspects, and so on. This is an opportunity to discuss with interviews the data and topics of the project. Regarding the structure and content of the video, I provided the partners with a storyboard, and I also selected the question for the quizzes after detailed research from scientific sources. Here you can see the questions, the correct answer in green, and other pieces of information useful to enrich the discussion. In addition, I prepared for them a list of best practice, and for the third part, possible solution. In addition to the concept, was important to coordinate the technical issues as what to do before, during, and after the shooting of the video. This is why I gave a recommendation for the selection of creative agency and to collect the quote, listing sources and services, such as, for example, video maker with full equipment, graphic and post-production, creation of infographics for each video, English subtitles, and so on. With regarding to the choice of creative applied the rules of its own legal or administrative office for the hiring of external services. So someone collected the 3 quotations, someone else issued a tender, or others worked with their internal staff. Also, regarding the second point, each partner followed the rules provided by their legal office or privacy team. Finally, the third point concerns the planning of social releases, because the most important part is the dissemination, of course. So the 7 partners launched only the first video and shared it on social network through about 25 posts from November up to now. So we are at the first step now, and achieving a reach of almost 1,000 impressions and more than 1,000 interaction. So we think that this number, which are still incomplete, can be considered as a good starting point for our campaign, and also for bringing out the official channels of the project. I collected in this last slide the direct link to the videos. I will send my presentation to you, Celine, but you can find the videos on the VerdeInMed Facebook page and the other channels that are Instagram, LinkedIn, and of course on our website of the project. So enjoy the videos and follow us. Thank you.
Thank you, Brigida. Maybe I will show the video directly on the screen.
I'm afraid that with my way to share the screen won't be available the audio.
Okay, I will try so, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the Spanish video.
Yeah.
Del mundo, pero también una de las más contaminantes. ¿Sabías que genera el 10% de las emisiones globales de carbono? Se espera que para 2030 aumente casi un 50%. Además, la producción de ropa consume enormes cantidades de agua y supone un 20% de la contaminación mundial de agua potable. ¿Somos conscientes de los impactos ambientales que conlleva la industria textil? Vamos a averiguarlo. ¿Cuántos metros cuadrados se necesitan para proporcionar ropa y calzado a cada ciudadano de la Unión Europea?
Yo creo que 400.
¿Cuál es el porcentaje estimado de aguas residuales a nivel mundial que provienen del teñido y procesamiento de textiles?
Del 20.
¿Cuántas toneladas de residuos textiles crees que se generan al año en España?
300.000.
Hay esperanza. Puedes optar por marcas ecológicas y sostenibles, donar lo que ya no usamos o reparar la ropa en lugar de desecharla. ¿Te sumas al cambio? El sector textil.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Celine. Of course, each partners shooted a video useful for his company and for the country. So we are proud of our partners and of this first steps of the communication campaign.
Great. Thank you, Brigida. So now we will pass to the next project. So see you the YouTube. Okay. Now, so I will give the floor to Carmela first and then Konstantinos. Please.
Okay.
Do you need to share your screen or no, Carmela?
No, hello.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I haven't prepared any presentation, but anyway, I will tell a few words about this activity. I'm Carmela Gioia. I'm a project manager of the University of the Siena, of the Department of Physical Science, Earth, Environment. And I represent the lead partner of the project CO2 Pacman. Thank you for inviting us as a project, and thank you for appreciate our activities. CO2 Pacman podcast show. We are very happy to have done these activities, and briefly the idea came to my mind because I was following a master on communication. Simone Bastianoni, my professor, invited me to follow these activities, and so I had to develop next activities for the master, and then I decided to do this podcast for the project CO2 Pacman. How was possible? First of all, because we have involved a partner association that is U-Radio, that is the radio of students from University of Siena. This is a association done by volunteers. So they are helping us in terms of technical aspect in order to register, to develop the technical part of the podcast. What we have done 12 episodes in the first year of the project, and we have decided to use different languages for each episode. Why? Because we wanted to reach local people. So the episode you will see that are in Italian, when the episode has been done by Italian partner, and are in English also, and then are in Croatian, in Greek, in Spanish, and we decided to have different issues in the topics. So we are talking about the role of the partnership. We are talking about the engagement of small, medium enterprises. And normally we are talking also about the results of the project, because we wanted people to listen, to know about the main results, but also we wanted people to hear about, let's say, our voices. So that's why we decided to have this podcast. And the fact that we are involving Radio Association, for us, it's very helpful, because this is the voice of university students, and it's very important to help us to share some important topics. So, and what else? We have decided to use this friendly medium in order to be more close to citizens, because we thought that maybe podcasts might be listened to other people in comparison to social media, classical social media, okay? So at the beginning, it starts from University of Siena, but now it's an activities that is done at project level. In fact, the partnership, they are registering the podcast. How it works normally? We do it during our routing labs. So we bring the students from radio with us, and they are bringing their technical device in order to do the interviews to the partners, or in case we decide to involve the guests, they are doing the interview with the guests. So for us, it's a very funny moment, because we are not, let's say, we are not used to do these activities, but it's very funny. So, and sometimes when the partner, they don't have the occasion to register thanks to radio, they are using some technical expert, because sometimes the students from radio, they cannot join to our events. And as you know, the associated partner, they are participating to the event, but they are not obliged to work with us. So Radio is a volunteer association, and the students sometimes they have exams during our event that they cannot participate. So that's more or less how it came to our mind, and how these activities has become an activities of the CO2 Pacman project. And Konstantinos is our communication manager. He will tell you about more target group that we have reached thanks to this activity. Konstantinos? I don't know if he's... Hello? Can you hear me?
We can, but we cannot see Konstantinos yet.
Yes. You hear me now? You see me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Perfect. I'm happy to see you all as well. I think Carmela said most of the things, but I'd like to give you some interesting data from our statistics about the podcasts, which have been actually some of the most successful communication material that we have disseminated, given also the results that we have. We have at least 600 unique users who have downloaded the different podcasts, and 70% of these of the people that downloaded the podcasts, of course, come from countries, EU countries or countries of our partners, which is of course very normal. But 30%, interestingly enough, are around the world. For example, we have 14% of the podcasts have been downloaded by users in India, 5-6% by users in the United States, countries like Georgia and Mediterranean countries that are not part of the project, or the EU, which is also something very interesting. We saw that Spotify is the most the medium that is used by the majority of the users. More than 70% of the people that were interested to download the podcast did it through Spotify, and much less percent by different platforms. And what we see also that was also very useful is that when that the podcasts that were done in local languages were also much more successful in the countries of that language. For example, the Italian one, more than 30% of the different users downloaded in Italy, the Greek one the same, the Croatian one the same, the Spanish one as well. And when we uploaded the podcast, we at the same time we combined it with social media campaign in order to disseminate as much as possible our podcast. And what we saw that was also very interesting is that the social media posts that we did with the podcasts were also more successful. We have an engagement rate at least 10% higher in the social media posts that included the podcast, instead of, as you previously said, information about our activities, etc. This has been done in the last 7 months, starting from July, going until February, and we will continue. And we see that since in Spotify, for example, someone can go and follow and download all the different podcasts, the numbers get higher and higher after each time. So we think that is a very so far we're very happy with the results. It's a very successful very successful and we think that also with a combination of the right social media use and the dissemination of the podcast to broader audiences, we can reach even more people and even more different target groups. That's from my side.
Thank you, Konstantinos. Thank you very much. Okay, so you can keep your question for after this session. And now we are going to the next project, ASA for Eyes, with Irene. Irene, please.
Hello, can I share my screen too?
Of course you can. I will stop. Please. That's a bit blocked right now, but I think you will arrive. Are you sharing your screen or just a window?
Yes. Can you see it now?
Maybe you should stop sharing and do it again.
Sometimes. Yeah, I just did, but.
What do you want to show the coming book?
I have some slides, yes, but it seems like it doesn't work.
because I got the PDF for the comic book. If you want, I can share it.
Yeah. I will try again and
Okay.
Or if you
just one time.
send the presentation.
Or if you can quickly send your presentation by email, and in the meantime, I will give the floor to Paulina.
Yeah, you may, and
Okay.
I will send it to you. Yes, thank you.
We can see it now. Irene?
You see my screen?
Yes, we see the presentation.
Perfect.
Okay, please.
So, you see the first slide, right?
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rini Korda from Dynamic Vision, and I'm the communication manager of As of Rise project. I'm happy to share with you how we are using some communication tools to raise awareness and engage stakeholders to our project. As of Rise promotes sustainable and circular aquaculture by establishing allocated zone for aquaculture that integrates circular economy principles. And today I would like to highlight some communication initiatives that we have developed to support the project's outreach. One of our, sorry, you see the second slide, right?
Yes.
Perfect. One of our initiative is the As of
Not
Rise.
yet. Irene, sorry, we don't see it yet.
I have stopped sharing, or is
No,
not the
you
second
are
one?
sharing, but we are still on the first slide.
Okay. I will try.
Maybe you should try to turn off your camera just the time of the presentation. Maybe it will help the speed of your Wi-Fi, I think. Could be. Debbie, do you know some trick?
Yes, can I help you? You have, as I see, two screens, right? In front of you. You have two
No.
screens? You have
No,
one
no.
screen? Okay, you just need to, let's say, share all your screen and push the slideshow button. Not only the tab.
Okay.
But in any case, now we can see Rini, your second slide.
Yes,
okay,
perfect. Slide.
So one of our initiatives is the As of Rise podcast, launched on our Spotify channel and promoted on our social media channels. So far, we have released the first episode named Introduction to As of Rise by our leading partner, the University of Patras, and the second episode, Exploring Sustainable Aquaculture, led by IMC, that was discussing IMTA and circular practices. These podcasts help us communicate the project's impact in a way that is more engaging, informative, and widely accessible by breaking down complex scientific topics into engaging discussions. More episodes will follow, featuring expert insights and some success stories. And moving to the next one. You can see it now, I think.
Yes.
Okay, another action is the As of Rise comic book, designed to educate and engage especially younger audiences, but also the wider public. We first adapted an existing comic book, A Path to Aquaculture, by obtaining the rights to add our branding logo and print it for distribution. This allows us to share important aquaculture messages in a visual and easy to understand way. But now we are also working on our own As of Rise comic book, which will continue the story of this one, focusing on As of Rise key themes in an engaging and most interactive way. And using storytelling as a communication tool help us making aquaculture more relatable, more accessible to the public, and inspire younger generations by learning more about sustainability and specific topics. Through these initiatives, like our podcast and comic book, we're not just trying to inform stakeholders, but we're trying to engage them more. and expand our reach, increase awareness. This. So I think yes, I finished. Thank you all for your attention and your patience, and I'm looking forward to discuss anything further.
Thank you, Eleni. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Okay, I will share my screen again now. Good, and the last testimonials. Paulina?
Hello, everybody. Nice
Hello.
to meet you. I'm Paulina Antonova, and I'm coming from Bulgaria and representing today e-Western project. I'm the communication manager. I'm not having a presentation for the meeting of today, and I'm really surprised by the big number of participants here. I'm really sorry, I'm not prepared, but I would like to share with you. I would like to share with you some example from our internal organization in respect to the social media. Maybe some of you also do it. It's not an innovation or something like a best practice example, but it's pretty good working in our consortium. So in order to be really active on our social media channels, we initiated social media rotation plan from the very beginning of the project, and it is also included in our communication plan and communication strategy plan. What does it mean? Social media rotation plan. Every 2 months, one partner is responsible for preparing posts such as learning content, some scientific article, news, interesting fact about our project topics such as e-waste, in respect to the e-waste. And in addition to this social media rotation plan that all partners are involved in, me as communication manager contribute with posts that are related to any planned or already implemented activities on consortium level, such as workshops, validation workshops, examples, good practice examples from our exchange partners meeting, or if we present the project on some transnational event and so on. So using this approach, we have more than 40 posts in our social media and 23 news on the project website. Celine already showed one news from our website as a good practice example. Thank you so much. This is thanks to our common approach and expertise and contribution from all partners, because me as communication manager, I'm not really expertise on the topic as e-waste. That's why I started and initiated this social media rotation plan to involve partners that are more expertise on the topic. So, something like final words. I would like to thank you for this really nice and helpful for each communication manager meeting. And I really would like to invite all of you to follow our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn account. So you will support us. You will support us to spread our project outside the countries that we are focusing on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Paulina.
Yes, I'm open to, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I think you got a bit of nice examples, and you can then ask questions. So now I will first read the question you asked concerning the previous, let's say, question. So the first one is Georgia. In ArtMed project, we will develop an application about a mod tool. We need to link it with the website. Is it possible, and shall we ask for approval, and from whom? Yes, please, if you want.
Yeah, because I think it's referred to the previous part.
Yeah. Okay.
And yes, if it's the app was part of was previewing the application form of the project, there is no issue in the development. We will just validate the branding and we will check with our IT manager if it's possible to link with the website. If it was something not expected from the application form, we need to check if it's something that the project needs, and if it's not like something that it has the features already in the project website.
Please, maybe before developing all the tool, because we have been encountering some, let's say, not issues, but just maybe some misunderstanding. And sometimes the project is developing the whole tool, and at the end show it to the JS, and maybe this is not complying with the regulation because the project logo is missing. This is split, and this is not okay. As Olga was saying, maybe it's too similar to a website because you include it in the tool project presentation, the news, the events, and that is not okay. It has really to be a tool and not a copy of your project website. So always ask first before working on it, because this is time consuming and also budget consuming. So for any doubts, so just share it with us before starting working. It will be always better for you and for us as well. Then, what can we communicate about between the start of the project and the moment where we start to have results? That's a good question. An example could be to talk about the topic of, let's say, I can take again the example of e-waster project. What is e-waste? What is, I don't know, biodiversity? What is an MPA, a marine protected area? You know it because you're an expert, but not everybody know that. And also you could start explaining what is the problem your project is about to solve. So in the time, in your communication plan, you can start with, let's say, general facts with the problem encountered on the territories, and then the impact on the territory, and then you will bring the solution. And at this point, you can showcase your first results and activities to concretely talk about your project. That could be an idea. Then, how can we get news highlighted on the project website or newsletter? What's the process to get that? Actually, we are periodically looking at all your websites, because we got a huge dashboard with all your platform, and we can see how many posts you are publishing or events you're producing and posting on your websites. We also monitor your social media channels, and sometimes you can see some discrepancies between the news you're publishing on social media or events or Basecamp, and they are not also in the website, in your website. So remember to put everything, on each channel. And but if you got some news, some drafted text, really like an article and not only on an event or internal meeting, you can simply just write us an email to inform so, and then we will read about that.
May I add just a precision because actually in order to republish on the news and the events of the project on the program website, we need that you published on your website before. So it's a newsletter we can, and it's a republication. So we are not creating a news on or on your project. We republish something that you already published on your website, and we publish events or news that are that aim to reach a huge target, not like a steering committee of the project, but something that should be interested to be published on the program website. And the best way to be aware of this kind of news is to inform us, because yes, we try to monitor project website and social media channels, but you are a lot. That's good, but so it's we can skip some major information. So if you have something that you want to highlight, the best way is to inform us by email or on Basecamp and so on.
And just to add something for governance projects that are watching us today also, we'll send indication if you are not aware how to do it on the mission website, so you can post again the thematic projects, news and events, because maybe not all of you know how to do it. So we will send you guidelines to just a screenshot to do that, okay? So next question, or more or less make some comment from Lou. As AI consumes a lot of energy and water resources, it is more sustainable to use it with moderation, of course. We totally agree with that. So you don't have to be the whole day on ChatGPT to draft. This is like, let's say, on-demand help, let's say. And also to save energy and to be good with the planet, you can start turning off the AI tools, because you got some on your research bar on your Explorer. So you will consume less. And AI is actually stored on the same server as Google Explorers or other things, or Google or Microsoft, etc. So you can think as well that with the 5 minutes use of AI tool, you can save also hours of research on internet, just asking directly to a tool. This is not, I'm not making excuses to use the tool. This is not some fact I learned as well, because I was like you, use it. No, it's not good for the planet, but we have to know it all, and this is an interesting fact. Then next question. Could you maybe recommend a transcription tool to get the written text out of a spoken interview, for example? Olga?
I do not have a lot of experience in that, but we know that Copilot can do that for meeting transcription. And then previously I've tested the Google Drive feature for transcription that wasn't not so bad. But I think from when I've tested it until now, it has improved. So maybe check also Google if it's doing something this way.
For sure, Teams is not the best application to do it, because I don't know if you try to get the transcription from a Teams meeting. It's really funny, but it doesn't help, so don't use Teams. Next, there is a question for Carmela, but I will finish answering the questions first. From Sarah. Is there a specific suggested citation for referring to the program contribution in scientific articles, etc.?
This publication was realized in the framework of the name of the project, co-funded by the Interreg Euromed program, something like that.
Yes.
So the name of the project and the co-founded and the name of the program. These are the elements that you should put in a scientific article.
Okay. Then Lou is sharing in the Q&A section some nice photo stock, including diverse representation. So with a link, thank you, Lou. And then we can pass. There is a question from Sophia, so I will read it. But after that, for next question for the partner's intervention, I would like you to raise your hand and turn the microphone. Oh, there is.
We have more.
We got more question.
All right.
Okay, sorry. So be ready.
Georgia, are there any specific requirement for establishing and using a Spotify account for your MET project? We saw the CO2 Pacman example and think of using this good practice. I'm not the best person to, I think, no, I think that
No, I'm no expert. But specific requirement for establishing and using Spotify account. No, they are known. As long as you put the name of the project, the logos that we can recognize, and in the description, maybe just the same statement as the article, and that's it.
And there is a message from Marta to from the Innovative Sustainable Economy Mission for projects. Okay, and could you please share the links of the podcast of the two projects presented today?
We will include it in the PowerPoint presentation that will be posted later on the event webpage, so on the program website, and we will also send you the presentation later by email.
And regarding the plaque billboards, as lead partner, should we send the plaque of every partner for your approval, or just one is enough as long as all of them are similar? I'm a bit afraid of the word similar when talking about branding. We can validate for sure the template, but and then you can adapt for each partner. I have to say that I prefer if we validate each plaque and billboard, so we are sure that everything is okay, it's right. But if you just change the partner logo or something like that, in general it's better if we validate each plaque and billboard, because if you change the partner logo, we have to be sure that the size is respected. So it's better if
it's better to double check whether then it's not eligible for your expenses. So just think of budget, money, and just one email. We will be quick, and that's it. This is safer, let's say.
Valentina, when a project is quite technical, how we can find the best way to communicate to a wider audience? What do you suggest to do this end?
Quite technical. This is a challenge, let's say. Should try to maybe give definition, maybe ask question, and really make it simple. You can try also getting help from an AA tool. Really, it helps when you're not able, and just ask the tool to redraft this sentence or paragraph into simple and plain language. It will already, let's say, clean the technical words. After that, I would say that it depends also of your target. You know, your project, maybe it's not talking for citizens in the street. You cannot talk to everybody. It depends your objective and your target and what you want to achieve. If I don't know, your project is willing to address some, I don't know, biodiversity experts, they will already know what is, I don't know, a technical term, you know. Maybe I won't, but they will, because it will depend of your audience. So you can try also maybe give your text or visual to a colleague or to a friend that is not involved in the project, and just test your communication material on other people not involved and see how they understand that, and what they would need to better understand. That would be my advice. There was still no more questions for now. So the next question is for Carmela. I have to.
I think Carmela answered
Oh,
already in the comments.
okay.
Do you want me to explain a little bit more about this collaboration between radio? Because maybe I was not clear.
Or maybe I can read the question to all the audience and then you can answer so everybody can benefit.
Okay.
So the question was, who does the podcast? An associated partner who is an expert in radio? On the other end, what kind of technology do you use?
Okay, so radio is an associated partner. They are volunteer. It's an association. It's not the radio of the university, okay? I just would like to be clear because there is not a conflict. But they are doing as a volunteer these activities, and they do like professionists because they like to do this kind of podcast events, and they do as experts, but and they have some technical professional device, but they it's in this way. So they help us a lot. And when we cannot use them because they are busy in other activities, we decide to use professional stuff. So the partner, they have to use their own budget in order to do some episode, okay? I don't know about really the technical device they are using, but our normal device, professional one. So we go in this small room where we are registering the episode. And when we bring them to the laboratory, they take with them a microphone and all the necessary stuff in order to register.
Okay, thank you, Carmela.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we got no more questions. So we'll pass to the last slides of this meeting, so to get on time. So just to give you a little news, let's say, so we are finishing our Meet Our Project social media campaign. So I think it was really nice, and we got a lot of reactions, specifically on LinkedIn, on this campaign. So represented each and one of you on our social media. Thanks to your media kit we found on your website, and so with the text and the pictures, etc. So thank you. Also regarding the project video, the presentation, so we almost received all the videos. A few ones are missing or editing still. Thank you all, because we know it was a huge work, and we are happy with that. Regarding the registers organized by the union, this is again this year for only projects that are finished. So basically, the project from the previous periods from Interreg Med, because this is stated in the rules that project have to be finished and must have received their final payment. So for this 21-27 period, you are not entitled to take part to this award, to this contest, but for partners that were involved in a previous period, we will post some indications, some guidelines on our media. Regarding the European Week of Regions and Cities, it will be held in October, and next week there will be the online kickoff event that will provide us with more information, and we will communicate then to you on the condition to attend this European Week. Last but not least, now we are organizing a training on communication. It will be held in a few months, in a few weeks. So it will be in spring, so before summer this year, and we still have the date to be defined. And I will give the floor to Olga.
Yeah, we have hired Charlie Jourdan, that is the best trainer concerning storytelling. He works with the European Commission, many programs, many Interreg programs. So he really has a lot of experience with storytelling and communication at the European program and project level. And we are defining the modules of this training that will be in the spring between May and June, but we still have to define datas, and this training will be for project partners, project communication officers, but also your colleagues if you deem important to involved. And here you can find some information on Charlie, the trainer. And in the next slide, even if no, it's for information, even if we know that would be really hard to find dates that are okay and fit for everyone, we have a slide to check with you if you can fill now this survey just to check if you prefer Tuesday or Thursday in between May and June, the end of May, the beginning of June. We have three proposals. The first is Tuesday, just for different Tuesday. The second is 4 days for Thursday, and the third is mixing Tuesday and Thursday, just to check. If you can check, you can fill the slide just to help us in defining the best date.
So you can whether scan the QR code or connecting on your Google research bar with Slido and entering the PIN. Okay, now it's active. So the proposal to get the training on each Tuesday or Thursday, or having a mix.
Then we will check with the trainer the best solution. But if we already know that a lot of you can be available in some of these dates and have a preference, we will take in consideration.
Now Thursday is winning for so far, but got 20 votes.
It's a very nice opportunity to participate to this training, because the experience of the trainer it's a really good trainer for your project. Yeah, he really has a lot of experience in the field, so it's not like another trainer, a generic training in communication and capitalization.
So we got the training session with exercises, possibility to ask questions. It's really a nice training.
And thinking about the question previously asked by Valentina, to how communicate to a wide audience technical content, I think Charlie will provide answers better than us.
So you can continue voting, and we will just pass the slide because we are already a little bit out of time. So
last information from the program, we are working on the creation of a program Instagram account, and we have seen that many of you has an Instagram account, so we will inform you when ready, and the goal is to reach more people and to communicate more about project than we are doing on the institutional program account. We want to reach a huge audience and young, if possible. So try to communicate a little bit different from the actuals and social media channels of the project. And once we will launch the account, please follow us. Okay, so time for you to give us your feedback about the meeting. So you another QR code, because today this is a QR code, let's say, day. We would appreciate you to give us your feedback about this meeting, just to know if we answered your question, what you preferred, what was missing, and to best prepare the next meeting. We will also send it to you by email together with the presentation and the presentation of our projects that we think. That's it for now. We wish you a nice day, and of course we remain at your disposal for any other question you might have. Just contact us by Basecamp, by email, by phone. We've got plenty of options. And don't forget the Basecamp group for communication officers network, so you can continue exchanging and asking from peer to peer, from partners to partners, some question or good practices. So that's the spirit of cooperation. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye.